This is the wide range 8-speed axle assembly. Use some Castrol CLS 00 grease in each spring hole. There are 3 springs. And install the tiny springs into each hole. And continue around until you have all 3. Then lay a little bead of grease in each control pawl. And hold the pawls down with your fingers. And take the spring bracket. There is a gap in the spring bracket, and that aligns with the shortest pawl. There are 3 protrusions inside the spring bracket. Hold the pawls down and slide the spring bracket down. Then there are 3 shift cams, A, B, and C. You need to hold the pawls down while you slide the cams on. The orientation does not matter at this point. All that matters is that you line the A, B, and the C up. The external shape is symmetrical of all 3 cams. The internal shape is different. But A goes on first, then B, then C. Then there is a circlip. It holds the cams in place. Make sure it's all the way down and it rotates freely. Next is the spring. There is an external hook and then a vertical hook. The external hook installs 3 notches away from the gap. So 1, 2, 3 is where the hook goes. Then make sure all the shift cams are aligned together, and then use some Castrol CLS grease to apply to the outside of them. Next is the shift actuator, and if you note, the inside shape matches the shape of the shift cams. This is the spring hole where the spring will engage. Clockwise from the spring hole, the first notch past this pin is where the letters go. So you can see the letter C right there. It's A, B, and C. Slide the shift actuator. And now you will need to hold the shift pawls down and rotate the shift actuator around. It doesn't matter which way it goes until the spring engages. So now the spring's engaged in the hole. Apply a little grease to the very top and install the right hand cone. It doesn't matter which way it goes. It can go this way or it can go this way, it doesn't matter, with the bearing surface facing down. Then the cable drum. There are 2 oval holes in the cable drum that fit the pins in the shift actuator. If you note the position right here of the shortest shift pawl, the hook on the cable drum will be opposite that. So now we install so it's generally opposite. You will now need to again hold the shift pawls down and rotate the cable drum about 270 degrees, almost a complete turn. The cone locator has a red arrow which will be installed opposite of the shortest pawl. The bottom of the cone locator has 2 notches which will engage the notches in the cone. It is a slight press fit. Install the cone locator and then use the axle lock nut to press on the cone locator. As you thread the nut down, it will begin pressing the cone locator. At this point, push up on the cone and it will snap, the cone will snap onto the cone locator. And then you may finish pressing the cone locator down. Check the torque to 8.5 Newton meters. And then, while still pressing down on the pawls, rotate it counterclockwise, and you will feel the pawls moving under your fingers. They have to be held with your fingers because the rest of the axle will hold the pawls down. The rest of the hub assembly, rather. So you can feel them, kind of see them moving in and out, then you know you've done it right. And the hook will be in line with the shortest pawl. And you're done.